Hi there, and welcome to Cars in Action. Now, regular readers may remember this issue. This was our Performance Car of the Year issue, and the car behind me was the winner. Now, unfortunately, when we had the car last year, not everyone in the office could drive it, but Jaguar very kindly gave it back to us, so we could all get another go. So this is it, the winner of our 2011 Performance Car of the Year. And I have to say that after spending some time behind the wheel of this thing, it's absolutely beautiful. I think this might just be one of my favorite cars in the world. Beneath that long and rather angry bonnet lurks a 5-litre supercharged V8 engine that develops 404 kilowatts and 680 newton meters of torque. That's enough to get this beast from 0 to 100 in 4.4 seconds before it tops out at 300 kilometers an hour. The interior, well, yeah, that's a little bit of a letdown. It looks good, and I mean the quality is superb, but space-wise, well, you know, I've got enough headroom, but the steering wheel feels like it's sitting a little bit too low, it's almost on my knees, so I could really do with being able to move that a little bit higher. But otherwise, I mean, it's brilliant. It's comfortable in here. I mean, the back seats are useless as you'd expect, but the visibility is good. Yeah, it's a really nice place to be. Much better than that, much nicer interior than that Nissan GTR we had a week ago. Under the bonnet is a 5-litre supercharged V8 engine. That same one as you'll find in the normal XKR, but this time it's tweaked, it's got a little bit more power, and a much better soundtrack. Now all that power is sent to the rear wheels via a 6-speed automatic gearbox with pedal override. The gearbox isn't the greatest, but it's not bad. But with all that power going to those 2 wheels at the back, it's a lot of fun. When you're not driving like your hair's on fire, well, the XKR-S is actually a really, really pleasant everyday car. It's quiet inside, the engine doesn't disturb you too much. The cabin is kept well insulated from the wind and road noise just outside. And yeah, I mean, the suspension is a little bit firm, but it's not uncomfortable. You're certainly not going to be having your back broken like you would in some other cars out there. But the biggest problem with this car in terms of using it every day is that engine. I mean, it's a 5-litre supercharged V8. Those things are never going to be light on fuel. And when we tested the XFR about 3 weeks ago, I landed up having it for the weekend, and well, I had to put in around 600 rands fuel just for that weekend, with fuel consumption averaging at about 18 litres per 100. This one at the moment is on 18.2, so it's a little bit too thirsty to use every day. In terms of the handling, well, I mean, this is actually quite good fun. I mean, it's a bit of a handful, but what do you expect when you've got that much power going to the rear wheels? The steering's quite nice and direct. It's not the most communicative in the world, but it's not bad. It's certainly I certainly wouldn't call it dead or anything like that. The brakes, well, you have to lean on them a little bit hard at times, but you can trust that when you do, they're going to bite hard enough. The gearbox, I mean, when you're really getting after it, maybe a twin clutch would be a bit better, because this doesn't always change down as soon as you tell it to, but otherwise, you know, every day it's good, and for the most part, when you're really starting to shift, it doesn't embarrass itself. It does a decent enough job. There's generally very good grip all round, turns into the corners quite well, and you can carry a hell of a lot of speed through the bends, but on the exit of those slower bends, you better treat the accelerator pedal with a lot of respect, otherwise this thing will spit you out before you even know it. You know, it's quite strange. I'd been dying to get my hands on the Nissan GTR, and when I finally did, I mean, it blew me away. I was very, very impressed with the car, and I thought, well, that's it, you know, until I get into a proper exotic supercar that might have a bit more of the soul and character to really get my heart pumping, like a Ferrari or a McLaren or a Lamborghini or something. I really thought the GTR, that's it. I mean, how much better can cars get? And then this arrived. Now, don't get me wrong, I cannot think of a single situation where the Jag would beat the Nissan. No mountain pass, no racetrack, no drag race from robot to robot. The Nissan will eat this thing alive every single time. And yet, this is the one I'd choose. This has something special to it. The Nissan blows your mind. I mean, it's brilliant, but it does everything for you. I wouldn't go as far as to say as it's cold to drive or anything like that, but this feels alive. And then we have a Ferrari FF. Should go and race him. But I mean, this feels so amazing to drive. It's so exciting. It's just, oh. Oh, I want to take it home. So the XKR-S has just proven to me how much of a worthy winner it was for P-Coty last year. Now, I know I've compared it in this video quite a bit to the Nissan GTR, and perhaps they're not really rivals, but they cost a similar amount. They're both high-performance machines, and I have to say, if it was my money, even though the Jag is about 200,000 Rand more than the Nissan, I think I'd go for the Jag. It's a brilliant car in every way, and I really am going to be sad to see it go.